Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. So today we're going to be speaking about Married at First Sight, or better known as MAFS. Let's go to the first couple who got married, talking about episode 5, and that was Melinda and Layton. They got married on a beautiful boat and you could see Sydney Harbour. It was absolutely amazing. So these are first impressions, don't forget guys. So Melinda to me just seems full of it. She's like, I'm excited to see who this lucky man is. I mean, she's excited to see who the lucky man is who gets to marry her. What about her getting to marry Layton? You mean, does she not feel like she's lucky? Anyway, she just seems to me like she's really arrogant. When they actually saw each other at the altar, there was such an awkward silence. It was clear that Melinda thought she was better than Layton and thought that she could do better. I honestly don't think I'm going to like Melinda on first impressions. When she saw Layton, she's like, he's punching, and she's like, I'm 9.5 on a bad day. Who told you was 9.5 on a bad day? You know, that's just your impression to yourself. It's like, love yourself much. And I don't personally think Layton is punching. He's got beautiful eyes. I'm going to put all the pictures into the video as usual, and I feel like Layton is a really attractive guy. I wouldn't say no. I feel like they've been paired up for a reason and she should just bear that in mind. Melinda was making assumptions about Layton's vows without even getting to know him. When they kissed after they were pronounced husband and wife, Melinda was quite horrible, saying the kiss definitely wasn't sexy and I wouldn't put my hand up anytime soon. It was cold and sloppy. I mean, she swerved to one side. Of course it's going to be an awkward kiss. If you don't stand still and you swerve to one side to avoid the kiss, of course it's going to be not a good kiss. And let's be honest, the first kiss is going to be very awkward anyway. They're marrying strangers. Then she had the nerve to say from what she had seen so far it wasn't worth her time. Why go and do a social experiment then if it's not worth your time? If you'd rather be doing something else, and do that something else and give somebody else your place. That's the way I see it anyway. Everyone seems to really like Layton. Melinda's friends and family, even her bridesmaids, think he's really sweet and he does come across as a nice guy. I don't know what Melinda's issues are with him, apart from the fact that he's not her usual type. She normally goes for tall, dark and handsome and European looking men. Well, that's obviously not worked for her so far, as she's still single. Layton is really attracted to Melinda. I feel really sorry for him. Why is it though that the good looking people are just so mean? And I wouldn't really say that she's gorgeous. I would say that she's attractive, but she's coming across as being really mean. I know that could just be the show that's actually like taking clips from the entire day and just making her look like that, portraying her in that way. I know that. It's done that in previous years, but I'm not liking what I'm seeing so far, guys. Melinda was talking to her friend at the table with her back towards her husband, and she was saying, I get this facade from him, I'm really arrogant. She's just not giving him a chance at this point and judging him before she gets to know him, which I find so annoying. And if anyone's arrogant, Melinda, love, it's you. At least her bridesmaids had a bit of respect for Layton and said to Melinda, let's go and have a chat in private. Can't be nice for Layton having to hear all that. Layton was shocked when they just got up from the table and walked away. I just don't get a good feeling about this couple at all on first impressions. Melinda feels like Layton is trying to recruit his own army. Her brother, her friends, her mum. Maybe she should think to herself why they like him. Melinda just comes across as a very jealous woman. Melinda thinks he's got a strategy, saying he can't just sweep in and steal the room. I think she was jealous that the attention wasn't on her. She strikes me as a high maintenance woman and a woman that just has to have all the attention. And she also strikes me as a woman who is used to getting what she wants in life, and she didn't like the fact that the attention wasn't on her, like I've said. Layton's speech, Melinda was like, maybe I judged him too soon, potentially. And I've just written, yeah, of course you did. Melinda and Layton was back at the hotel and she said to him, I'll let you share my bed, but nothing is going to happen. She brought a teddy bear into the shot. I mean, who even brings a teddy bear on the honeymoon and when they're getting married? I personally wouldn't do that, but each to their own. The teddy bear got more affection than Layton got from Melinda. Layton just said he would give her some time to herself and went and did some work in the other room. And Melinda was saying to the producers, this is definitely not what I thought married life would be. I'm in this room and my husband is in another room. But seriously, what does she expect? Layton is always working. He was making a work email on his way to his wedding and even on his wedding night. So it just strikes me as a real workaholic. So it is even said that in the past he's not had relationships because he's been focusing on work and building a career for himself, and now's the right time. But I mean, is it the right time if all he's doing is working? Melissa and Josh was up next. Josh seems like a really nice guy, very romantic. Both Melissa and Josh have children. Josh has been married before and was absolutely devastated when his marriage ended. Josh seems committed to finding his match and being committed to the experiment, and so does Melissa, so hopefully the experts have matched them correctly. I do wonder how it's going to go though. By Josh's own admission, he's an introvert and Melissa is more of an extrovert, which you can just see. What I didn't like is Melissa's friends were sat there calling him a nerd and he was just stood right there. I just felt so sorry for him because he's bound to have heard all that. Melissa's sister said to her, what are you hoping to find at the altar? And she said Thor. Well, Josh isn't Thor, but Melissa seemed really happy with Josh and said that she was attracted to him. I don't like Melissa's friends at all. They made a point of saying, I don't think he's right for Mel. He's not what we expected and Mel is going to eat him alive. Not being funny, not what we expected. What does it have to do with them? The point I want to make is they are not married to him. Mel seems to really like him, so they should hush. Let Mel figure out for herself if she likes Josh. So one of the main friends is called Olivia and she just really gets on my last nerve, guys. So Olivia is just so outspoken, it's very annoying. Olivia is Mel's friend and she's so vocal, saying she's worried that Mel is going to find Josh boring as Mel is just so bubbly. And Josh is not at all Mel's type. She said if we were in a bar, Mel wouldn't look twice at Josh. Well, maybe that is where Mel has been going wrong. Olivia said there is no way it's going to last long term. Well, let them figure that out for themselves. Don't get involved. Melissa was talking with her friends, asking them what they think. They explained that they were worried that Josh wasn't enough and was too boring for her and that Mel would eat Josh alive. I just think that's rude. Calling him boring and calling him a nerd and calling him all these other names as well. Melissa was very upfront about what happened on the wedding night and Josh said a completely different story. It was like, well, who's telling the truth here? Because Melissa is really upfront. If you ask her a question, she'll give you the honest answer, which is what she did. They were intimate and she said, yeah, we did. And she kind of went into a little bit of detail. And Josh is an introvert, like I've said, and he basically said, no, we didn't do anything like that. There's no hurry. We've got a lot of time to get to know one another. He just didn't want to be speaking about being intimate on camera, which I get. I mean, a lot of people don't want to do that. I don't know if I could, to be honest. I wouldn't say I'm an introvert. I'm not an extrovert either. I'm somewhere in between. So that's the second couple that got to go to Fiji. I was so jealous. It looks so beautiful. Josh seemed to be losing interest. Melissa was giving it her all, but he didn't show any interest at all. Melissa was clearly upset. All these things were going through her mind, like, am I pretty enough? Am I too fat? Am I not skinny enough? And this was clearly upsetting her. Josh didn't seem to pick up on that. She spoke to Josh and said that he was lying about them being intimate. Josh is a very private person and didn't want to discuss it on TV. And Mel was mad that he didn't admit it. And the fact that he was making her look like the liar because he wasn't admitting it, that's what she was mad at. I honestly don't know what Josh expected going into the show. Surely he knows what's expected and what kind of questions are asked. And that's episode 5, so we'll move on to episode 6 now. The dinner party is always a good one. There's always so much drama in it, so I'm keen to talk to you about this, guys. So the dinner party, Brontë and Harrison were the focus of the dinner party mainly, so I'm going to be talking about that, and then also Claire and Jessie. So Brontë and Harrison took a break from one another for a few days. Harrison went to speak to her about leaving things on a bad note, and he said, I feel at the moment we need to focus on building a friendship. It's a shame he didn't think of that before they got intimate. They are not required to sleep together on the honeymoon. He chose that for himself. Then we're moving over to Claire and Jessie. As with Harrison going to see Brontë, Claire went to see Jessie because they're in like separate apartments because they're not actually getting on at the moment. So Claire went to see Jessie to try and solve the issues that they had been dealing with. Claire went in wanting an apology. He did apologise for being horrible to Claire about the fact that she loves horoscopes. Claire said that she made the first move as Jessie was clearly not going to do that, and he said, I don't know how to say this, so I'm just going to say it, and it's going to sound really abrupt, but I don't chase girls. I mean, who on earth does he think he is? He doesn't chase girls, so when he's in the wrong, he won't apologise unless that girl goes to him. No wonder he's single, no wonder he's not got a relationship. I don't want to be mean, guys, but if he can't even like go to someone when he's hurt them and apologise, he feels like that's chasing them. It's not chasing them, it's called being a decent human being. He said, I don't chase girls, no way, which made Claire feel stupid for going to see Jessie. Then we're back with Brontë and Harrison. Brontë and Harrison did go in holding hands, but then Brontë ran over to Lyndall and told her the story that there was so much drama at the wedding. Harrison overheard them, and you should have seen the look he gave Brontë. Next, we'll talk about Lyndall, but there's not really much to say about the other couples. When Brontë explained the whole situation, Lyndall said, so wait, one of your friends told you this? And she said, not anymore, so I do wonder if Jessica was ever a true friend of Bronte's in the first place. It's like, I don't know, part of me feels like she was just kind of a seed to be planted in there and to say all these things and show all these messages to Brontë, because, I mean, she had it all on her phone. And she had it all on her phone prior to going into MAFS, so obviously I feel like that's just a setup. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Tahnee and Ollie looked like they are really loved up and they are getting on so well. Melinda and Layton still don't seem to have found a connection. They are working on building a friendship, so maybe their feelings will develop later on. Alyssa and Duncan also look like they have a real strong connection and feelings for one another. The feelings that they had at the wedding, they're still there and they seem to be growing. Melissa and Josh seem to have sorted their differences out and seem to be back on track. Caitlin and Shannon seem to be really close still. Claire and Jessie arrived separately. I feel so sorry for Claire. Sandy and Dan came in holding hands. Didn't really show them that much. Janelle and Adam came in holding hands. Again, didn't really show them that much. They're only really showing in this dinner party anyway, in the first dinner party, people that have got drama around them. Jessie walked in by himself. Claire wanted to go over to see Jessie as soon as he came in, but she said, I'll just let everyone say hello to him first. She just looked so sad. My heart really went out to her. She even took a beer over to him. Lyndall went with her and said, do you guys want a minute? And Jessie said, no, I think we're good. Claire felt stupid for chasing him and getting nothing back. I just think it's too much. I think there's going to be a line that Claire's going to draw and just say, you know what, I've had enough. I thought she'd already drawn that line. I thought she'd left the experiment already. But she hasn't. She's still there. She still wants to fight for that relationship. At the dinner table, Claire and Jessie just looked so awkward. It was horrible, horrible to watch. Harrison asked how Jessie thought things were going and he said, yeah, good. And Claire said, really, because I think things are terrible. Jessie told everyone that the wedding was great and he told everyone that he told Claire to shush. And then the room just went quiet when he told that to everyone. And Brontë said, but why? Why shush her? And he said she was just being really, really loud. Jessie said, I now know who aren't on my side. Brontë is 100% my enemy. I would rather have a date with my toaster than listen to her speak. Jessie said Claire is loud and he's not drawn to loud people and doesn't want to keep telling Claire to reel it in. And he is just withdrawing into himself and he seems to be threatened by Claire. Brontë and Harrison addressed what happened on the wedding day in regards to Brontë seeing all the messages from her friend Jessica, and Melinda said, I'm just not buying Harrison's side of the story. She thinks there is more to it. Melinda said girls just don't lie about this kind of stuff. Well, if they are jealous, they do, don't they? Melinda said, the advice I have for Brontë is run. Then Harrison had the nerve to say to Brontë, I want you to show me that you're in this. I've given you time. I mean, he is the one that had the partner on the outside and he's questioning Brontë. There was so much awkwardness at the dinner table. That must be so draining for poor Brontë. She was crying, and it's just terrible to watch. Now Harrison is almost playing the victim, saying I'm the only one putting in the effort now. He just is a very manipulative man, and he's completely gaslighting Brontë at every turn. Harrison had the nerve to say it's too much hard work, and Brontë, the poor woman, all she's doing is crying. Surely it's not worth the upset going on a show like this. I feel like a lot of these people go on for Instagram fame, because at the end of the day, as soon as you go on a show like this, any reality show, I'm not picking on Married at First Sight, as soon as you come out of a reality show, you get a lot of clout where Instagram's concerned. So you get brand deals, you get sponsorships, you get a lot just by doing a reality TV programme like that. But if it's affecting your mental health, is it really worth it? Anyway, that's my commentary for episodes 5 and 6. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts. Obviously don't give me any spoilers. I feel like the rest of the world has seen all these episodes before me. Thank you for watching, guys. It means the absolute world to me. I know it's not my usual content, and so it means the absolute world for me that you click on this video. Please like, it really does help get my small channel out there. Share and comment.